what we set out to do, shoot a, I think, a Boone and Crockett blacktail with a bow on public land. We did it. It never gets old. I was shaking bad.
In today's video, I'm going to take you through my 2023 deer season and my 2024 season, the goals I set for each, how we went about them, and if we accomplished them or not. My biggest goal for both years was to see what kind of whitetail tactics we could take to the public ground in the blacktail woods during the November archery season and see how they translated and if they honestly even worked at all. This is an over-the-counter tag, and it's a pretty low success rate tag. The other first for me is this is the first time I'm going to try doing it out of a tree stand. These deer are notoriously elusive. My thought process is it might be easier out of a tree stand to put the hours in and hope one comes to us. The other thing we're going to try to do during this hunt is decoy one. So I contacted Carl with Ace Outdoors. He actually specializes in a decoy rental company here in the Pacific Northwest based out of Albany.
It's not that easy getting through brush with this thing. I guess it's like 15, 20 pounds. Plus all your tree stand gear, ropes, harness.
But with that, I'm committing to packing this thing everywhere we go, as long as it takes, with one goal: to decoy a blacktail deer on public land and shoot one with a bow, self-filmed. So we'll see if we can do it. So in this video, I'm going to show you 2 years worth of footage, deer from the 2023 season and just last week in the 2024 season, and show you what I've learned along the way and tips and tricks that I've taken from these amazing whitetail hunters and tried to translate them into the blacktail woods with one of my really good friends, Brandon.
What are the odds this worked? Probably 5%.
What's up, guys? It is the day before Thanksgiving, November 22nd? That sounds right. Friday through Monday, I got 4 days, and we got one goal: to decoy a blacktail buck and shoot it. So, kind of two goals there. I think we're going to decoy bucks. I'm excited to try it. I've never done it before. I've always wanted to do it. And I'm going to sit for 4 days straight, see what bucks we can decoy, and try to get a good one in front of us and on film. And also, the other thing, I'm going to solo film the whole thing. So, if you've ever wondered kind of if you can film your own hunts, then let this, hopefully, be kind of a roadmap to that. So we are going to decoy a blacktail buck out of a tree stand in Western Oregon. Follow along. We got it. It's secured. So Operation Decoy a Blacktail Buck is commencing. It's Black Friday. Spent some time with the family last night, this morning, and now it's time to pack up and go hunting.
Nobody ever claimed that this thing was light. Figuring that out. It's definitely a backyard tactic. Not like a couple miles uphill, public land tactic. But we're doing it. What are the odds this worked? Probably 5%. I've got like 500 yards left. Another 400 foot gain. And done a couple miles and probably 700 foot. So keep going on up the hill with this giant decoy. Set up. Never actually filmed it out of a tree before, so any of you whitetail guys who usually watch our stuff and are like, wow, that elk hunting looks so intimidating. I don't know if I have what it takes to go out west and elk hunt. Being in a tree for us is weird, so but we're doing it. I'm out of my element. Go get out of your element. Go chase elk. We're going to try to get this whole thing on film. So, the decoy set up, it's posturing downwind, or upwind, where the deer are usually coming from. So, it could be amazing, could be terrible. does and this young yearling buck came in, and they didn't run away from the decoy. They looked at it funny. It took them a little bit to get comfortable eating, but they're also does, so it's gonna be a little different response. So, but they weren't afraid of it, so I guess that's a good thing. They fed for probably half an hour. We're just gonna make sure nothing comes in right at the last light here. We don't spook it. Probably only got a couple minutes of shooting light left. We're gonna sneak on out here.
I know all you whitetail guys are probably gonna laugh at this, but tree stand cold is a different kind of cold. And Brandon was talking, it's gonna be cold this morning, so everything's frosted over. I left my bow in the tree, so we're just gonna see how that plays out. I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna head back to the same exact spot we sat last night. It dropped like another 7 degrees tonight, past freezing from what it has been. So cold snap, nothing moved last night. We're hoping that this morning a lot of deer are moving and we get an opportunity at something and we get to decoy a buck or not decoy a buck. But I think this morning it's gonna happen. So
it's all right. We're just talking. It's like 9:30 now. Usually this spot, he's saying, is dead by this time anyways. And it was never really alive this morning, so. But it's always that gambler's paradox of like, do you sit it out because we've already been here? Or do you move on? We're talking about it. We're probably going to climb down and go get some chicken nuggets. Comment below what the healthiest fast food or best fast food place is. My two favorites are ones that we don't really have where I'm from. We don't have Chick-fil-A or we don't have Cane's. Those are my two favorites.
one spot that we thought about going had a hot doe with multiple bucks around her, trading back and forth all morning, so kind of the perfect scenario. So we're gonna go refuel, head up a different area, and that's where we're going. We're gonna see if old Earl here can get the job done.
We just got in, we got everything set. We had to hang another stand, which is what I'm in. We're in this big flat in between these two knobs with private on each side, private pasture ground kind of that these deer are feeding in. So we should be able to catch deer trading back and forth or maybe shifting beds midday in between these knobs. We're in a spot where we can shoot a ways. There's a lot of lanes and a lot of traffic through here, so I think we'll have a chance at a buck tonight. So this is day 2, attempt 3 of decoying a blacktail buck, and I think we're gonna do it. be a dead buck. You could hear the lungs pop. I mean, it was high lung, but...
How far was he?
Huh?
How far did you shoot him for?
25. That 4-point just came in. Dogging like 4 does. And I had him in this opening for forever, but you guys are right in the way. I had to wait for them all to clear. I hit him a little bit high, like 2 inches behind the crease, but he should be dead. It never gets old. I was shaking bad. I'm so jacked up right now, guys. That worked out perfect. There's 4 does in front of him, so I had to wait for all those does to be looking away. I think we got him. I'm pretty jacked up. That was awesome. That buck didn't stop in the wide opening. And I thought the camera had a better view than it did, but it was just, the camera was just to my left, so it's just blocked. But we just walked up to check, and there's blood like 5 yards from impact, kind of all over. So we're just gonna give it some time. Like I talked about earlier, we're in this flat that's surrounded by private, and that's why these deer funnel through here, kind of just like he expected. But with that being said, we don't want to push anything, because I'd just rather not have to play the boundary game of having to get permission to go find him and possibly running into anything there. We have a big enough buffer, and I think it was a good shot to where he should 100% be dead close. But we just want to be patient just cause. So that's what we're doing. We got one. We decoyed a blacktail buck. I think you could say that.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Deer right there. Decoy right there. That buck was 10 yards from the decoy, walking towards it, but I couldn't take it anymore, so I let one loose. Alright guys, it's been about 45 minutes. We feel like, after reviewing what we can see and everything, like, it's a dead buck. And then that whole group of does with him, those 4 does, they all came back they just came back in and without the buck, and so and then they went right back to where we last saw him. So we think he's dead. There's good blood right away, so we're just gonna go start looking down the trail.
We did it. We set out a goal at the beginning of this video to pack this decoy everywhere we go, to kill a buck in front of it, and that we did.
There was obviously a hot doe in the area, and I filled my tag. We met up with one of our friends, Ethan, and we went back to the same spot the next morning just to see what would happen. And those two went up in the tree, and I went back behind about 30 yards in the brush and rattled. And we were able to call this buck in for Ethan on his last day to hunt, and he made a perfect shot, and we were able to shoot 2 deer actually out of the same stand within 2 days. Accomplishing our goal of the 2023 season of decoying a buck on public land and getting it on film, it honestly left me really inspired to set a bigger one for the next year. And while it wasn't decoying one anymore to see if that worked, it was just to challenge myself to maybe something even better. Killing a Boone & Crockett blacktail to me wasn't about bragging rights or street credit or anything like that, but I just wanted to see if I had the patience to pass up on bucks that I would have no business letting walk away in the past. And I knew that for myself, that would be the greatest challenge, And so that's why I set that as my goal for the 2024 season. Once this buck started coming in, it was at night for the first week. And we decided that he was a shooter and we wanted to put our eggs in that basket for now. And we knew there was a couple mature does in the area, and being in the middle of November, we knew it was really only a matter of time. And so 3 days after getting just night pictures of him, we started to get him in the daylight with his nose down. And then the next day, we would get him with a doe. And then the day after that, we would get him chasing a doe. And so we actually got to watch the progression of this buck's rut cycle. With comparing the knowledge that we've gained from past years of cameras, we know that once these deer hit rut cycle on a specific doe, it seems like generally you only have 2 to 3 days at most where that buck is locked down on that actual doe. And so we knew our window was short, and we kind of had to make it count. He started chasing this doe on Wednesday, and so I woke up super early, got all my editing done for the day, and bombed down for my first evening hunt to kill this buck. It's noon, it gets dark at 5, I have a 2-hour drive, we're cutting it close. And then I'm probably going to be rebaiting, moving cameras after dark, and then coming home and going to work tomorrow, editing these videos. So we have a tall task. I wasn't even supposed to hunt today. It's last ditch. But when you have a Boone and Crockett buck, daylighting, you've got to go get in the stand and try to get him killed while he's locked down on a doe. We're going to give it a chance tonight. Stay with us for the ride, guys, and thank you. I hope you're as pumped up as I am, because I just I just love this stuff. It just gets me going. So, I'm nervous.
To my spot, it's only probably a quarter mile. But I'm gonna go very, very slow. The good thing is I have a lot of cover noise. That last buck, let me get right up to him. I just don't know where these deer are bedding. The spot's up here. The wind's coming like this. I wanted to come in from up there. There's a really good trail, but it looks like a lot of the time the deer are coming from that trail. I don't know how far down, so I didn't want to park on it in case they're crossing the road. I didn't want to walk up it, so I don't know. This is a Hail Mary, but we're doing it. We have to.
As I walked up to the ridge to this spot, the buck and the doe had already beat me to the spot and had me locked down. Once they bumped off, I just decided to walk up, not make a bunch of noise setting a stand, and to just sit at the base of a tree until dark, and if it worked, it worked, but if not, I didn't want to spook these deer any more than they had already been spooked.
He froze up, spooked off, and I thought all of the deer would bounce off a little bit. Then I walk up another 20 yards to get to the spot, and the does kind of bounced off a little bit. So I'm set up back here, back in the thick stuff, about 35 yards from the bait station. And I'm just gonna sit here and rattle. He's obviously super rutted up and super curious. And those does are comfortable here and they didn't spook super hard. So, that's all I got. Sorry, I'm freezing cold. That doe and that yearling came in, but it's a different group of does than that buck was with. I was hoping maybe the rest would come in, but it's this last shoot right here. It was good that I was behind that tree. They fed for about 20 minutes, and then I had both my hands up on the tree to lean. I was shivering so bad that they actually ended up, I think, catching movement of me shivering. So I'm gonna get out of here, drive around, and pack another 60-pound bale up here, 3/4 mile or whatever it is. Got really close tonight. Oh, it's cold, I'm just in a sweatshirt. It's like 33 degrees and raining, slush, snow. It's freezing, so I'm gonna get moving.
It is mid-morning. It is 9:30, obviously, so I'm not in the tree this morning. So that buck did his thing this morning right under the tree. I would have had to leave home at about 3 o'clock this morning, and in some rough weather, and I wasn't really feeling like doing that, if I'm being completely honest. I got all weekend. I knew I had stuff to rebait anyways today, so that's what I did. It was cool, just me and my wife and son. We just stayed up late hanging out, watching movies till like 1, so wasn't gonna get an hour and a half of sleep. So got to wake up with my wife this morning and make some coffee and get out the door at a good pace. And so plan is I'm gonna rebait 2 to 3 spots, hang sticks at this spot. Other spot there's limbs you can climb, so I don't need to do that. Just get them prepped for if we do end up hunting them at all as new bucks move in, other bucks show up, old bucks start daylighting, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna hike in, just gonna bring my phone, set some stuff real quick, and then we're gonna meet up with Brandon, head up the hill, and go kill a giant buck tonight.
Alright guys, tonight we're going in after that buck that I had a run in with. We're getting in here early because we gotta set a stand and these deer are close, so just gonna take our time and shoot us a Boone and Crockett blacktail tonight with a bow. Brandon's with me. We got a camp trailer set up. We're gonna have a lot of fun together this weekend. So I'm excited to hunt with him. This bag's gonna weigh like 100 pounds. Guys, baiting deer is not an easy feat. This is just one station. We've got a lot of them out, so it's a lot of work. Guys, we made it up into the tree. This is that spot that I came to and had the rendezvous the other night. And all we had was a camera out and bait, and that buck's been hitting it. But we had to hang a whole set, so Brandon got to watch me fumble through that for the better part of the evening. But we're set up by like 1:30, which is good. So we got about an hour or two until these deer have been even showing up. So we're both bringing bows. Brandon's got pretty much all season to hunt. He lives a little closer to the area me and him have been hunting than I do. So he's holding out for even bigger than I am. I know we talked that. My goal is to shoot a Boone and Crockett buck on public land. And I think we're going to do it. But Brandon's going next level. So if that next level buck comes in, he's going to shoot it. And then anything in that 125 to 140 category, I'm going to shoot. So, or we're just going to double. There's been a hot doe in here and a weather system moving in. So with those two things combined, you never know. We could shoot 2 in 20 minutes pretty easy. So that's our plan. Brandon's left-handed. I'm right-handed. We're in these trophy line saddles. And it's pretty simple getting these ultralight systems set up. It was pretty cool. I think it's changed my perspective for sure. It's being able to pack in here on public land. So hopefully Brandon shoots a giant. Hopefully we double. But either way, I think we're going to see deer tonight and have good action. So that's our plan. has nothing besides that nice 3-point. It's a nice buck, good blacktail, but like we said, we're here to shoot giants. So he got the pass. Be a last day buck. So that buck has been in here like 4 times a day the last 3 or 4 days. So he's living super close. So my worry is that we would bump him, just knowing that he's just living right here. And I think that's what happened. He was on camera about 30 minutes before we got here, so I'd imagine he was close. So, but we had to get this sand set and cut some limbs. So it is what it is. If he shows up on camera tonight, I think he'd be back in the morning, and we'll get him then. So, or something else. We'll see what else hatched tonight. See if any new bucks showed up.
We have an absolute yard sale going on in this trailer right now. Drying everything out. I only brought one of each thing, so hoping this dries back. Got my heated vest, though. I got this on Temu for $28. Heat Tech Fashion Wear Kodoku. Actually worked wonders in Nebraska. So, camera gear, charging up, all Brandon's stuff just scattered everywhere.
Trying to find stuff.
Steer camp.
It is that time of the year again, Black Bear Friday. We've got new designs this year in all categories. Fashion model right here. Not only are you gonna get some cool apparel, but you'll also get entered in on a bear hunt with us. So how this works is every single dollar that you spend in the store is an entry into a bear hunt with us. Not to mention the giant prize package you get from all of our sponsors that have thrown down huge. So a way to get double entries is to buy a set of our meat bags. These are gonna be double entries, and if you wanna go for the ultimate prize package, if you sign up for T-shirt of the month, you not only get entered into a blacktail hunt with us, you get double entries on every single thing that you get for Black Bear Friday, huge prize package for Black Bear Friday, and go on a black bear hunt with us. That is a lot of hunting, that is a lot of prizes just for signing up for T-shirt of the month. So I just wanna make it really clear, every dollar, whether it be a dad hat, sticker, work sharp, sharpener, every single one goes to one entry into the giveaway.
Well, we're gonna go sit in that blind to get the stand again this morning. The one that we sat in last night, seen that smaller 3-point. Noah says that they come in every morning. So if it doesn't come in this morning, we're going somewhere else this evening.
Famous last words.
But we'll see what happens.
We are up in the tree. Took us a little bit to get the camera arm set up and everything. First time using one. So, but these deer have been coming in like 45 minutes to an hour after daylight, so we should be good. We snuck in here a different way than we did last night. I think the reason that buck didn't come in last night is we came in kind of on top of him. Him and another shooter buck came in right after daylight. So, last night, and nothing fed overnight, so this morning should be good. We'll see.
You smoked.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, I don't know if I got that.
Guys, we just did it on public land. Sit number 3. It could have been sit number 1. It could have been sit number 20. But what we set out to do, shoot a, I think, a Boone and Crockett blacktail with a bow on public land, we did it. So Brandon was here with me, and it was awesome. Now I get to film him kill a gigantic buck. I was shaking so bad. My GoPro died on our last trip, and I haven't been able to get a new one yet. But I saw this buck just walking through this opening right here. I didn't even see the doe, and I just immediately, it was just shaking so bad. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to grab my bow. And the buck disappeared for like 10 minutes. And he was just right under us, and I was so scared to grab my bow because I didn't know if he'd be able to see us, and he was just like locked down on that doe. We've put in the time with cameras, and Brandon has put in tenfold the amount of time with cameras and feeding these deer and everything. And I know there's people who comment about feeding deer, but in Oregon, on public land and private, it's legal to feed big game. And you know, we put a lot of money into it, and it's only one day's worth that ends up being the difference maker. But you know, we have hard winters up in these mountains, and I think it's cool to get all these does and young bucks into good shape going into the winter. And what it also does is it gives us the opportunity to be choosy on deer. So, you know, like that buck yesterday, I think a lot of people just walking through the timber, maybe calling, that buck comes in, you might shoot him, and yeah, he's a really good 2 or 3 year old, but I think we just took, you know, a 5 or 6 year old mature public land blacktail, which is the goal. And I'm jacked. I'm pretty sure I smoked him, but you never know. I shot him for about 27. Yeah, the front of the pile's 22. I put my 20 like top of lungs, and click and good surprise shot and everything else. Surprised I didn't even punch it. Thank you, Joel Turner. Hopefully you can hear that click on the audio. That was freaking awesome. We're gonna give it like, I don't know, we might even just start rounding up our gear and climbing down. It's raining really hard, so tracking's gonna be tough, honestly. But I used that 2-inch Schwacker, that Levi Morgan broadhead's first time I've ever used it, so it looked like it just freaking buried. It sounded good, didn't it? Yeah, I think it did. Yeah. Guys, what I'm gonna do is hopefully I have to take care of this deer, but after that I'm gonna come back down, the following weekends and everything, and film Brandon, and hopefully, if he'll let me. And he's worked really hard at like this whole program, and it's been cool to work with him this year on like trying to figure out new spots and setting stuff, and you guys saw the effort we put in, so it's been awesome. Brandon's an incredible blacktail hunter. If you guys didn't know, he actually has like the number 2 non-typical Cascade blacktail ever, and then he has like the number 4 typical. So he knows his stuff. It's been really fun hunting with him the last 2 years. So doubled in a way. We were literally getting ready to climb out of the tree. I'm putting the camera away, and I just caught movement. I thought it was a cougar, and it was a big old coyote. And he just walked right by, and I just shot him and just smoked him. He's dead right there. So we're doing a little predator control. I think next year we'll have even more deer here. Alright guys, it's been probably 40 minutes since I shot the buck. With all the rain, we want to get tracking. Pretty sure it was a good hit. And I started my OnX tracker, and we're just gonna hopefully find him. I'm gonna check out this coyote real quick. Oh, that should be a good buck. Got right through him. He's stuck like 3 inches in the dirt. That Schwacker. That's pretty impressive.
All the rain washing all the blood off.
Yeah, it's pretty rainy, but that's a lot of. It didn't go 60, 50?
60 maybe.
Thank you, dude. It's raining so hard, and it's been raining for the better part of 2 weeks. We had a cyclone come through, and it literally has not stopped raining, so the ground is flooded and soaked. And it's just like, we were still seeing blood, but it was so hard to see. I bet he bled a ton. Yeah. Heavier than I thought, too. Yeah, that's the exit. Check that here. It's right in here somewhere. Alright, where I can put it. Downhill hard.
Guys, we got him propped up for pictures, and just wanted to close this out and say thank you guys again. Thank you for watching. This is a goal I had set of this year, and Brandon and I just kind of worked together on it, and
just been bouncing ideas off of each other and working hard at cameras and baiting and all that stuff. Pretty much all for this moment, to be able to shoot a trophy blacktail with a bow on public is crazy. It's a goal I've always had, and I think he's just a hair bigger than my biggest, so it's pretty awesome. This tree stand hunting stuff's fun. We used like those, we asked a bunch of people like what's the best tree stand equipment to use for like this run and gun style, and everyone we talked to said trophy line, and they have saddles, platforms, sticks, and so we were able to get a bunch of stuff, and they've been awesome, like those super light sticks running around and setting up. And I think I for sure am now, you know, sold on saddle hunting these big blacktails on public. I think it's a game changer for me, at least. I know the ability to just run and gun, set this up yesterday, run back in here, me and Brandon both in the same tree, and it's been pretty awesome.